Hello everyone, it's Luke Orticarp Studios and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be doing or continuing a series that I started a while ago and I haven't made any videos about involving comparing minifigures, which is the series, in a while. So I thought I'd do another one, and today I'm going to be comparing three different versions of Rey from the three different movies of the sequel trilogy. So from left to right we have The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker, episode 7, 8 and 9. So here is the Rey minifigure from the Force Awakens line, and this particular minifigure came out in the Rey Speeder set from 2016, I think, or 2015 at Christmas. So she is wearing the robes that she has from Jakku, with lots of different belts and things going round her side, and she's got the normal female shrunken waist, which is different to the male figures. She has the backpack piece, which is cool, and she has her staff, which is just two black lightsaber pieces and a black bar. And her special gun, but this is grossly oversized from the actual gun of what it would be if it was minifigure scale. And she has her mask that does come off, like so. And Rey also comes with a hairpiece, which is her signature hairpiece that you can pop on the back with the three braids all tied up. And she looks just as good with the mask, and also with the hair. And there are two faces. Here is the second face, which is a bit of a more angry Rey, and then the first one's a much more happier Rey. So yeah, very detailed minifigure from 2015/16. So the next one we will take a look at is the Rey from The Last Jedi. So here is Rey from The Last Jedi, and she looks very spiffy in her new outfit, which is basically the same as the one from The Force Awakens, except it's in dark grey and light grey, and she still has the same two belts going across her chest or her waist. She has tan arms instead of her normal grey arms like the Force Awakens version, and the robes also flow down onto her legs, which is a nice detail. And on the back she has the same kind of robe patterns as well. And obviously now she has a lightsaber, the normal grey hilt with the blue bar. And then she has the hairpiece, which is a new hairpiece, which is very cool and I believe exclusive to her. And then you take the hair off and you can see the two faces. You have this face and her second face, which is a bit more angry. And I'll talk about something when we get to the comparison bit in just a moment. So that is the Rey from The Last Jedi. So let's move on to the final version of Rey, which is the version of Rey from The Rise of Skywalker. And here is our final version of Rey, and she is obviously from The Rise of Skywalker, and now she's in a different colour of robe, which is white. And basically almost exactly the same, just the leg printing is a bit different, and you can see her shins, like her bare shins, instead of it being covered up by her robes. But she still has the same two brown belts on the front all the way round to the back as well. Same robe design on the chest, and then moving to the back, now she has a hood, which is cool. She didn't have one before. And she has the same hairpiece as the Force Awakens Rey, so this is not exclusive. And she also has her blue lightsaber and her bare arms. And she has her first face, which is the Content Rey, and then if we switch it round to see her second face, it's a bit more angrier Rey. So that is all three versions of Rey looked at in detail. So now let's go ahead and start the comparison of all three of them. So, for the purposes of comparison, I am not going to be using the mask that the Force Awakens version of Rey has, so I'm just going to be using the normal hairpiece version. So, obviously the Force Awakens Rey did not have a lightsaber in that particular set, because in the movie she didn't have a lightsaber yet. But she does have a gun, which is really cool, and obviously it's not minifigure scale. It doesn't look anything like the one that she does have in the movie, but still it's a nice inclusion. And she also has her bag as well, which is really cool. And then she also has the staff, which is her signature weapon, and she still uses it even in the final movie, which is really cool. And then moving on to the Last Jedi Rey, we have accessories of a lightsaber, and the lightsaber is the only thing that she has as an accessory, so not much to talk about there. And then same with the Rise of Skywalker Rey, she doesn't have an accessory other than her blue lightsaber. Now for the robe designs of each of the characters. So I'm just going to take the lightsabers and the backpack away for each of them. So now that all of the Reys have had their accessories stripped, we can now see the robe designs for each of them. So it seems like the Force Awakens Rey and the Last Jedi Rey have almost the same robe designs. Slight differences. So the Last Jedi design has thicker belts than the Force Awakens Rey, and the leg printing is also different, how the robes kind of come down the legs, which is the same case for the Rise of Skywalker Rey, and you can see how it kind of tucks away on the left leg. And the belts on the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker Rey are pretty much the same thickness, so it's only the Force Awakens. God, this is difficult saying all the different names. The Force Awakens Rey that has the thinnest belts. But basically, the robe design is it's the same kind of basic design. So two different robes that cut across each other, and fold down onto the legs and are attached by belts. Then if we look at the back, so very similar design for the Last Jedi and the Force Awakens, but then for the Rise of Skywalker, she has the hood piece, which is a nice inclusion, and then Rey from the Force Awakens and the Rise of Skywalker so the Rey on the right and the Rey on the left have the same hairpiece, but the Rey from the Last Jedi in the middle has a completely different hairpiece, which is nice, and I'm glad that in the movie it was a different hairstyle, so they had to make a different hairpiece to go with that. And also the difference for the arms, no arm printing on any of them, which is unfortunate, but LEGO don't tend not to do that very often. But the Force Awakens Rey and the Last Jedi Rey have both their arms are covered, whereas the far right Rey, the Rise of Skywalker version, has just the bare arms. And I think that LEGO could have included the little wristbands that Rey has in the final film, which would have been cool. But as I said, LEGO tend not to do arm printing all that often. Also, now this is a recurring problem with LEGO minifigures, but you can see it quite definitively on the Force Awakens and the Last Jedi Rey, where the flesh tone on the torso piece is a different colour to the flesh tone of the face, which is weird. And if I just grab my 20th anniversary Han Solo for reference, you can see that it's the same on him. So his face yellow is different from the yellow on his chest, which is really weird, and I wish LEGO would fix it, because it kind of ruins the minifigure and it takes away from the detail that you would otherwise be getting. So yeah, all three of the Reys are really cool figures, and definitely must-haves in a collection. So if you're looking to have a full collection of minifigures, then you definitely want to get all three of these. And yeah, awesome minifigures. I would rank these three Reys in best to worst order. Probably 1, 2, 3. Because the Last Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker Rey is definitely the coolest. She looks the best. She has the best colors, and the white really works well. And then the Last Jedi is not as good, but really good in itself, and the hairpiece kind of does it for me as well. And the colors also great, but not as good as the white robes for the Rise of Skywalker. And then lastly, the Force Awakens. Probably, yes, definitely the worst of the three, but still a really cool minifigure. So that is going to do it for today's video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next comparison, which will be coming out very soon. So my plan is basically to do the entire crew from the sequel trilogy, then the entire crew from the original trilogy, and maybe the prequel trilogy as well, and just compare all the different versions of those figures, the most recent versions of those figures. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with the notification bell on, please, so you never miss the next comparison video. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace out.